All right, today we're checking out the shock blocker. Now let's push. All right, so we're going to take a moment and talk about what I believe to be one of the coolest creations in knockdowns, okay? The shock blocker. Have you guys seen this?
No.
This is the zero gravity. This is the one that they recently gave away with orders, but the shock blocker. So it's got this. I'll let both of y'all feel that. That way you kind of have this initial idea of what you think how this should be used, okay? And then considering the talk that we had today, and we learned how to properly knock down, okay? One thing I see, and it's not everybody, but some people I see using this, what I believe to be incorrectly, considering the principles that we break down, the technique, the proper mechanics on knocking down, right? So what you'll see them do, and I get it, it's a natural thought that when you hold this, just holding this sleeve here is going to be all that you need to do, and you can just drive the knockdown through, right? Okay, that's a natural thought, and I see a lot of people doing that, but that will lead to you creating those pock marks really fast. This creation, I've never spoken to Nick directly, but I think I'm safe in assuming that that sleeve isn't relieving us or excusing us from the duty of still not placing on our target and then lifting. Okay, so I have not spoken to Nick directly about this, but this does truly serve as a shock blocker for me when I use it like we did our knocking down today. So I like y'all to do knocking down quite a bit so you can start to feel that vibration in your hand, that tactile contact and pulling back off, right? When we're knocking down, we're placing on target. Okay, here's a standard knockdown. We're placing on target. We're then contacting the knockdown, and then we're immediately lifting back up. That lifting up is keeping us from driving energy through the panel. It's also giving us a chance to check in on the progress of the repair, acquire a new target, and then cut the brakes. Hit the brakes if we need to, if we've gotten the improvement that we're looking to attain. So place on the target, contact, lift. Proper technique, right? Proper mechanics that we went over today. And that cadence is what we were wanting to create today. The place, hit, lift, right? We want to create that cadence, right? But when I see some people use this, I feel like they are under the understanding that they're excused from still placing on target and lifting. The placing on target, of course, precision, but then followed by the lifting is allowing that energy to not, as it's transferred through the knockdown, not to continue into the panel and through the panel, rather as it's transferred through the knockdown and into the panel, that energy is allowed to go outwards, radiate outwards when we lift. And so I've seen people will hold this just thinking, well, all I got to do is just keep my hand still and kind of hover over my target and drive the knockdown through. But you still want to place, hit, and lift. You still want to get into that cadence. Okay, you want to place, hit, lift, place, hit, lift. But place, hit, lift, right? As you're placing, hitting, and lifting, okay, I want you to take notice to how much vibration is removed from your knockdown process by this one single creation. It is truly a shock blocker if used properly with proper technique, place, hit, lift. Now it's a little funny feeling at first because of that movement in here. It'll feel a little strange at first. It takes just a couple of reps to get used to it. We're now jumping on a completely new bike. Again, I'm having you jump on a whole nother bike. We've been jumping on all these new bikes, learning all these new skills and mechanics and principles, but here's another one. We're going to place, okay, you're going to feel a little spongy. It's going to feel a little, it's going to kind of springy on you, right? But you're gonna place, still wanna get low, place target, contact, and lift. But you're not going to feel anything in your hand anymore. So it truly acts as a shock blocker. Named zero gravity and shock blocker for a reason. It's just I see a lot of people driving through, but if you'll place, hit, lift, okay, and I'm gonna let you guys go to your stations to try each one of these. You're gonna see a lot of that relief out of your hand. And a lot of what we do in PDR is very repetitive. Guys, you know, through improper techniques somewhere down the road end up getting like shoulder surgery and their wrists hurting, fingers hurting, their joints hurting. So Nick's actually created something pretty unique for our industry to remove that wear and tear from at least this aspect of what we do in PDR, that repetitive hitting, that shocking, that jolting that's going on in our joints. So I think y'all are gonna be pleasantly surprised, but that I believe, and Nick can get in the comments and confirm, but I believe that's how you're supposed to use the shock blocker. It was intended to not change proper technique, rather to improve something that we already do by using that still same mechanics and principles of knocking down. All right, so we'll go try these.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Then I'm just gonna kind of get some B-roll footage, okay? So use it just like a knockdown. Place, hit, lift. It's gonna feel a little strange at first. Takes a little getting used to. But you just don't feel that vibration anymore. Might throw all the other hand and everything else off, but let that right hand get into that rhythm. Okay. And now we still need to place, lift, place, hit, and lift. So go ahead and place it down. There you go. Yeah, place, hit, and lift. Okay. Don't let it take away from the bandwidth of that right hand. Let that thought process still just get into that really nice fluid rhythm, that right hand. No pausing at the top or the bottom. Just get into a good fluid rhythm. There you go. Yep. So let that right hand rip, and now just let that left hand slow the rhythm down just a little bit, but let it be smooth and fluid. And now with that left hand, place, on target, hit, and lift. And exaggerate the place and the lift with that left hand just a little bit. There you go. Yep. There you go. There you go. Now get that fluid back in the right hand. There you go. And then the timing of it, just place, hit, lift. There you go. It takes just a moment, man. But I promise. Now, but can't you tell the difference of that? There's no shock in it. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Good rhythm. Let that right hand just be automatic, get into that flow. Let that left hand exaggerate the place, hit, lift. There you go. There you go. Get low and check in on that. Check in on those last little details. There you go. There you go, yep. Lift that right hand up just a little bit so you get good flat contact. There you go. Good job. It's time where we're placing and then making contact. So place, hit, and lift. Okay, place it a little bit before you strike it. Place, hit, and lift. And then exaggerate the place in the lift hand, pressing in a little bit more and lifting up with it. That spring's gonna throw off your timing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so just place and slow the rhythm down. Just place, lift, place, hit, lift.